American Marriage Counseling. How are you doing today? It is Dr. Shane, and I think this whole week has been like around mindset. What is the mindset that successful spouses possess that unsuccessful spouses don't, and how do we become more successful? So today I'm going to give you the classic line I get from couples that come to see me. Doc, I'm right, they're wrong. How do you get them to get it? How do you get them to get it? So I want you to ask yourself, last fight, did you feel you were right or wrong? I'll bet you the cost of a session you felt you were right, and I bet you they felt they were right, and you felt each other was wrong, and you wanted them to get it. So today we're going to help you figure out how do you get them to get it, right? So the first thing I'm going to say is how you don't get them to get it is by doubling down on your position and not being open to their position. I'm right, you're wrong. You need to get over it and come on board. What happens in that case is the worst possible outcome because chances are they're saying something important and something that's crucial. And even if they're misled, even if, let's say, they're wrong, they're saying something important to them. So I'm right, you're wrong. They're not going to have that be like a Jedi mind trick. And I have couples respond all the time, I just think you're wrong. And I'm like, it never works. Actually, something worse happens. When you tell someone they're wrong, they think, boy, what a person I'm married to. They won't even hear, they don't even care about what I'm saying. Like a person says, you overtalk me. The person says, no, I don't. I always listen to you, which is in fact over talking them. The person just says, okay, I'm not going to be heard in this marriage. Can I live with that marriage? A lot of people say no, and the process of checking out begins. So I want you to do the opposite. I want you to try and figure out what's right about what they're saying. It doesn't mean you're wrong. Doesn't mean you're wrong. But for us to move forward, we're going to have to go from being right to being effective. And being effective includes how we're both right. So let me give you an example. I had a couple come in recent housing purchase they were debating on making. One person says, hey, we should buy now. The other person says, are you crazy? Do you know what interest rates are? So I'll give you the interest rate side first. Interest rates are too high. Now they're at 7%. Boy, it's a horrible time to buy a house. I can't qualify, and I'm just scared. We should just wait till the interest rates go down. Plausible argument, makes sense. Other person says, well, rates may not go down soon. They may not. I'm paying just as much to rent. They may be. And if I buy now, I could get at a lower price because there aren't as many shoppers out there. There definitely are not. Plus, I own the asset, and when interest rates do come down, I could refi my house. I could get a lower interest rate on the loan amount. Then comes the other point. Plus, every dollar I pay in taxes are write off anyways. What I'm trying to say is you're both right. At least in this case, in most cases, you're both right. We just need to ask enough questions to get to your why. So if we want to go from being right to being effective, being right is that short-term victory. We call it a pure victory. Where in the moment I feel right, but boy, the consequences far outweigh it, right? You win the battle, but you lose the war. So I'm just saying is like, how do you go from being right to being effective or being happy? Now that we've heard each other, we could put together a strategy. We could go find out, boy, do I really get all that money that I'm paying in taxes back? Oh, actually I do, and you do. Are interest rates coming down? Eventually they probably will. I don't know. Boy, are there shoppers out there? And we could go to a couple of properties and visit. If there's still as many shoppers, we don't buy. If there are less shoppers and the seller's negotiable, we make a different decision. So I want just to say to you, telling them to just get how you're right and die on the sword is the worst thing that could happen, but it's what most people do. And I want you to say, I'm right, but you're right too. Let's get how each other is right and then make the best decision for our family. This is Dr. Shane. I thank you. As always, it's just great talking with you too. Put your comments in the box and I will respond to them. And I want you to think about a recent argument when you were right and you were trying to get them to get how you're right. And go back to that by starting by saying, hey, I've been thinking about this. Here's what I think you were right about. And list three things. You were right about the tax credit. You were right about the fact that there could be fewer buyers out there and I could get a better price. And you were right about us being able to refinance it once interest rates go down. And now there's a gazillion sellers and people are selling overpriced. Anyways, Dr. Shane, always a pleasure. Thank you for being part of my community, African American Marriage Counseling in the Facebook group. And I look forward to seeing you again on Friday. Bye-bye.